Good morning. I'm Michael Bolero. This morning I'm going to be reading our opening words. Our opening words are in the form of a poem that come from Charles Bluestein Ortman about the reasons we come together for worship. We do not come for ether, to the sacred circle, to the gathering of souls in search of oneness, in search of peace, in search of hope. Oh, sure, some do. Some do come to forget for a while, to forget about broken promises and cultural lies about just desserts and justice for all, and just plain distortions that distance us from the pain. Sure, some do come to forget so that they can go on undisturbed, unperturbed, and somehow assured that they are held in the palm of the hand of God or to her bosom. Yes, some do come to forget, but some, I pray for many, to remember, coming into the sacred circle, the sacred space, made that way by the holy, shared declaration of yearning, hunger, and desire, our determination, our vision of the kingdom come, with enough to eat, with enough love, with enough justice for all. Called into the circle, we are called to remember to put together the pieces. And so we come to find our place among the many others gathered, for our sacred circle is but a threshold to that larger circle that is life, and that holds us all and wants for us all and waits for us all to hold one another. And so we do not come for ether to our circle, but to somehow and in some way to awaken from the hypnotic distractions that keep us from knowing ourselves and each other. We do not come for ether to this sacred circle, to this gathering of souls, but to be enlivened in the search for oneness, in the search for peace, in the search for hope. Our gathering music for today is Change by Christina Aguilera.
Good morning. My name is Yolande Jackson. I'm a member of the Social and Environmental Justice Committee and the UUCD representative on the board of Dover Interfaith Mission for Housing. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to worship this morning. Whether this is your first time with us or attending our Sunday services is a part of your regular routine, we are glad that you're here and hope you will find room in this community for your spirits. We continue to be grateful for the technology that allows us to worship together online and to continue to build community in other ways. Thank you in advance for your patience and grace with any delays or glitches we may experience. In addition to our worship each Sunday at 10, we meet on Tuesday nights at 7 for a more informal time of check in and sharing. Please consider joining us for that gathering. We are honored to have a very special guest with us today to offer our reflection, and I would like to introduce you to her. Jeanine Kleimo began her career by working for the migrant ministry on the eastern shore of Maryland, bringing basic services and outreach to migrant workers in labor camps. She then initiated the regional housing program operated by NCAL Research. And over the past 45 years, she has worked for national housing organizations and provided consulting services in housing and infrastructure finance and in municipal financial management training and strategic planning throughout the United States and in over 30 developing countries. She was a Fulbright Scholar in Singapore and holds a master's degree in development banking from the American University in Washington, D.C. Jeanine, thank you for all the work that you do and for being here with UUCD today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Now, as we prepare ourselves for worship, I invite you to take a deep breath as we reaffirm our intentions to be a radical, welcoming community. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you've been, whatever you've done, whatever your religious beliefs are or aren't, you are welcome in this spiritual community. However you move in this world, how much or how little is in your bank account or wallet, and however you are feeling in this moment, you and all of who you are welcome in the spiritual community. We are all enhanced by being together.
The words of our chalice lighting this morning are from Maureen Killeran. Love is the aspiration, the spirit that moves, and inspiration, and inspires this faith we share. Rightly understood, love can nurture our spirits and transform the world. May the flame of this chalice honor and embody the power and the blessings of the love we need, the love we give, the love we are challenged always to remember and to share. Please join me in our unison affirmation. Words are in the chat box. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Please sing along in your own environment with our opening song, Spirit of Life. This version is led by the All Souls Virtual Choir.
Each week at UUCD, we include a brief UU moment in our worship service. It serves to make us aware and to nurture our connection to the larger body of Unitarian Universalists and the Unitarian Universalist Association that binds us together. For our UU moment today, we highlight the fact that spiritual transformation and social justice lie at the heart of Unitarian Universalism. All of our congregations are called to make a positive difference in our wider communities. We work to serve, to raise awareness, to support and partner with people who face injustice. We advocate, organize, and act for justice to live out the values of our faith. Increasingly, congregations are developing interfaith and community partnerships, joining congregation-based community organizations and UU state action networks. Taking a deeply relational approach to justice, congregations are asking themselves different questions. Rather than beginning a social justice program by asking, what issues do we care about? Congregational leaders are asking now, what are our core values? Who do we know or need to get to know to build beloved community in our communities? Who is being excluded? Who is vulnerable? Who is standing up for their communities and would welcome our support? Who are our neighbors? Who shall we partner with? Along with many other UU congregations, UUCD recognizes the deep value of partnering with other faith communities and social service organizations in the work of doing justice and changing the world. We are grateful today to be exploring and honoring our partnership with DIMH as just one example.
It is now our time for joys and concerns. When we offer one another the opportunity to share, very briefly, what is the most on our hearts right now? Life celebrations and concerns. As you do so, we invite you to light a candle in your own space through the actions of sharing and kindling a flame. We give energy to our best thoughts, meditations, sympathies, celebrations, and prayers. All of these are important to everyone, not just for one moment, for every moment. We hold these as sacred in our collective hearts. We would also like to invite anyone new in our community to introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are. Give us an idea of what's going on in your life. We want you to know we also like to tell everyone that we know you and you know us. We welcome your warmth. We welcome and would please to light a candle in the honor of your connection with us and whatever joys and concerns you carry in your heart. At this time, we invite you to change your view to gallery view in the upper right-hand corner of your screen so that we can see everyone. So you can see who's on and who's off, who's lit and who's not lit. It's important as you feel led, please unmute your mic, share your joy and concern, light a candle if you have one. If you don't, pretend you do. It's okay. You watch the mute signal in the lower left of each person who video streams as if anyone else is unmuted. It is best to share one at a time. Please mute your mic after you have shared. we light one final candle. I don't think it's final. I think it lives in all our hearts forever. So it's only this moment that we light it, but we are remembering everything and everyone. That's important. Concerns that were not spoken, concerns that haven't been said, it's still within us to care. And that's what we do. And we do it the best. It's everything about us. Those who are here, those who are not here, we're all part of it. Solidarity with one another in our community, that's what we're about. And those who couldn't be with us, we remember them. We know them. We care about them. We are all part of it.
As Unitarian Universalists, a central part of our worship in person and online is the opportunity we all have to practice the art of generosity and the spiritual practice of gratitude. Our gifts to our congregations are what allow our communities to live into our calling and mission. We are grateful to you for the many ways you support our community, including your financial pledges and offerings. Your gifts matter, and it's one of the ways that you make this world a better place. Thank you for your passion and your generosity. For those who are making pledges or who want to contribute to UUCD, please visit www.uucd.org and click on Support UUCD for more information about how to donate online. Our offertory music for today is I Am Changing from Dreamgirls. This version is from Broadway artist Ron Wilbur.
Look at me. Look at me. I am changing, trying every way I can. I am changing. I'll be better than I am. I'm trying to find a way to understand. I need you. I need you. I need a hand. I'm changing, seeing everything so clear. I am changing, and I'm gonna start right now, right here. I'm hoping to work it out, and I know that I can, but I need you. I need a hand. All my life I've been a fool who said I could do it all alone. How many good friends have I already lost? How many dark nights have I known? Walking down that wrong road, there was nothing I could find. Oh, those years of darkness can make a person blind. But now I can see I am changing, trying every way I can. I am changing. I'll be better than I am. But I need a friend to help me start all over again. Oh, that will be just fine. I know it's gonna work out this time. because this time I am. This time I am. I am changing. I'll get my life together now. I'm changing. Yeah, I know how. I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna leave my past behind. I'll change my life. I'll make a vow that nothing's gonna stop me now.
Our reading this morning comes from the poem The Journey by Mary Oliver. One day you finally knew what you had to do and began, though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do. Though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible, it was already late enough in a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm at the shelter and I have several men with me, and I thought I would speak for a few minutes and then they can introduce themselves, and a few of them have some things to say as well. I worked with Pastor Amos to identify, or I shared this notion of transformation as the theme for the service. And before I get into that, again, I just want to thank you all for your faithful support of the Dover Interfaith Mission all these years. It's been a remarkable 13 years for me, and I look forward to the future challenges and opportunities that we have. Transformation can be defined as a thorough or dramatic change. I chose this because Band-Aid change, small changes are not enough in order to make things truly different. We know that food, shelter, and clothing are essential to life, and that is what we must provide to those we serve who are experiencing homelessness in the Dover area, but it's not enough. We've always wanted to be more than just a shelter. We've always wanted to see lives transformed and restored to full community in our area, full community in our faiths, in our community life, in our work life, and in our civic life. And we see men doing that all the time. I'm reminded of the social science notion that change requires both what is necessary and sufficient to make something happen, to move from where it is now to where we want it to be. And transformation for those who have experienced extreme poverty, The trauma of homelessness and a shortage of opportunities certainly requires more than food, clothing, and shelter. Over the years, we've added services, what are called in the business the wraparound services that people need, mental health and physical health and job training and case management, but it's still not enough to bring about transformation. We know that we have to include both love and faith to bring about transformation. We're told that faith is the absence of fear, fear of not knowing where to sleep, where to be safe, where the next meal is coming from, must be replaced by faith that these needs will be met. This leads to faith or confidence in oneself and the transformation of one's perspective or worldview to one characterized by hope for the future and belief that things will improve. Many of those we have sheltered and assisted have led lives of trauma, hardship, frustration, and rejection. This has to be replaced by love, including our expressions of appreciation, affection, support, and encouragement that has to come from the heart, from all of us put in a position to work or volunteer here with Dover Interfaith. Meals served with the kind of love and attention that you folks show are critical, where you interact with people who are served. It's not handing a plate of food, it's an opportunity to share that food, that lovingly prepared food with others, maybe in closer proximity again as the pandemic wanes. The COVID pandemic has made transformation difficult for many of us. But as it ends, we can take steps with each act of kindness, such as providing, your monthly dinners, acknowledging the residents as your dinner guests. Look people in the eye, talk to people one-on-one. We're glad to be able to say that we're glad to be able to support you on your journey, not just have some lasagna. And it makes a huge difference in the lives of people here. We need to ask people what are their hopes and aspirations so that we might help them along the way and not just say things will get better, because we hope that they will. Our staff tries to share or tries to show that we are all people of faith who call upon God to guide us. We encourage our shelter guests to explore their own spiritual path while they're staying in the shelter, and we invite you to encourage them as well. I'd like to give you a quick update and hear from some of the men and come back with a couple of thoughts to share with you. We are still on a journey of finding a more permanent shelter, and we hope to purchase a property, actually the former Delaware Auto Sales property on Division Street at the corner with Queen. And we will now begin the process of convincing the Dover City Council that this is a place to go for us and that it needs their support for rezoning. I will keep our faith communities updated through our board members. We thank Yolande for being on our board and for continuing to share that information with you. But the words of these men are more important than mine. So let's turn to them and introduce them in turn if they want to speak, and if they don't, I'll simply introduce them. You want to come up? Okay. You want to stand or pull up your chair? You want to take my chair?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think I can.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is well. My name is John Barry, and I am currently the head of maintenance for Dover Interfaith, as well as the facilities manager for our property in Felton called Interfaith Crossing, and our property in Dover, Bagley Hall. Interfaith Crossing, we house anywhere from 11 to 15 guys at any given time, as well as Bagley Hall. I think we have 22 at the moment. Everyone either is working, most of the guys work, or they are retired and get some form of Social Security or disability. But everyone contributes, everyone cleans up or helps out in some form of way. And what I like about both facilities is we are a family at each one. So I kind of have multiple families, which is kind of nice. I came to Dover Interfaith in 2015 with the clothes on my back, and I was given a cot until a bed became available. And from there, I just did what was necessary, here, doing chores and helping out and enjoying the food that you folks brought, and, several other organizations. Without all of you, we would starve virtually, and, the shelter would probably have closed several times. However, so let me say thank you for that. But in 2016, I was offered a position here as a supervisor, as well as a maintenance tech. And from there, it just kind of blossomed. The company, we purchased it was a motel originally in Felton, and then the Islamic community of Central Delaware purchased that, and then they built a new building, so they sold it to us, and we made it into a facility for more men, and that's Interfaith Crossing, where guys could rent rooms when they were ready to transition from the shelter to permanent housing, and that's actually a permanent facility and not just transitional. So in July of 2018, we opened that, which was a nice.
Just you. Just about you.
Oh, just about me. Okay. So we opened that up, and, I've been the facilities manager there for going on 3 years now. Actually, it's been 3 years now. Yeah, it's in July. So for 3 years, I've been the facilities manager there. And earlier this year, I took the position of facilities manager at Bagley Hall and the maintenance tech for all of Dover Interfaith's properties, whether it be the houses, the two facilities I run, or the shelter itself. And juggling that, 2 small children, and 3 months ago, I had a massive heart attack. And after a change of diet and some stress management and different medications as far as blood pressure pills, blood thinners, and a lot of different vitamins, things like that. I had never really taken care of myself. I thought I was Superman and could do anything all the time. And then finally, age caught up with me, and I'm only 44. However, I did, kind of eat poorly most of my life. But, now I've got a good handle on stress management. My blood pressure is in a great place, and I'm happy. So I just want to say thank you for all that you do, and all that you have done, not only for myself, but for, our entire community. It means the world to us. So thank you.
Thank you. Terrence? Yeah. Okay.
Morning. My name is Terrence Jones, and no one really wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to be homeless. This is my second trip through a Dover Interfaith mission. And the first time I come through here, I ran through real fast and moved on real quickly and didn't take hold of all the things that they offered. So I messed up, and they didn't turn their back on me and let me back in again. So this time, I took a little different approach and are actually going through their secondary housing. It's like Ms. Jeanine said, it's more than just a shelter, the food, the bed. They put a place in the community. You have to do the work yourself to go out and for social services, mental health, for liaison through probation and parole to help you stay stable. And it's just getting a big structure inside your life and getting back on track. And you know what I mean? So with like John just said, the manager over there at the Walt Bagley House, it's not somewhere that you rush through. You're stable and, you know, learn responsibility all over again in life. You know, that's where I'm at in my life right now. So, and I also want to thank you also for your time, your donations, the food also. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Terrence. Anybody else? Why don't you just introduce yourself at least, okay?
Kind of. This is my. I just moved to Dover in December after the loss of my mother. She died from stage 4 lung cancer. The mission is helping me work on myself as well as trying to get stabilization in some housing. I've been homeless since 2016 or 2015, excuse me. And I'm just now getting my life back on track.
Thank you. Would you like to say anything?
Oh, yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Valencio Hinton. I've been home for about 4 months. I've been here. I want to thank you all for the services and the clean clothes and the bed and the shower, the detergent, and all those things that y'all provide. There's just one thing that's missing that I believe, and that's permanent housing, which I'm trying to get into because I have a family, and my family cannot come to the transition centers because of the occupants that's there. So it's even more harder for me to find permanent housing out here. You know, they do give me the addresses, they do give me the footwork to do, but it's more than that, you know, that I need. I really don't know what I need because this is my first time doing this. And my ex-wife, she's not gonna help me with anything. Yeah, I became homeless by my marriage fell after 40 years and I wound up here. But that's it. If I had more help with that, I think I'll make it. I'll make it out. And, I just want to thank you all for your help and your support. And I hope the next time we speak, I'll be successful and I have the things I need. Thank you.
Thank you. Joe?
How you doing? My name's Joe Matters.
Are you in the box?
Yeah,
Okay.
when I first, I helped John out with the maintenance and lived down at Bagley Hall, Interfaith Crossing. But when I first came to the mission several years ago, I was almost dead. I suffer from Crohn's disease and I was going through a real bad bout of Crohn's. I ended up having to have major surgery while I was here. And the mission was very lenient, I guess, with me, with the rules on the fact that I couldn't do a lot of things. When I first came here, I was literally bedridden. If it weren't for the shelter, I probably would have died on the streets because I was homeless. So this place really did save my life. So now helping out as much as I can to give back means a lot to me. And it's also because of the help that you guys give that makes it possible for everybody else to continue on. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Okay, well, those are a few of the guys. We've had more than 3,000 men live here. I run into them all the time. I hear good things like, Miss Jeanine, I got a car. Miss Jeanine, I got a job. When I'm sometimes just driving downtown or walking in a store. And those are the rewards of doing this work. But we couldn't do it without the community. You know, the well-worn phrase that it takes a village is very true. And I'm very proud of these men and what they overcome and what most of them are able to achieve. So we thank you again for being a part of this mission, and look forward to continuing to work with you and to keep you informed of our efforts. Thank you so much.
Jeanine, thank you so much for being here today. And thank you for giving us insight into what you do and how important the work is. I also wanted to thank the men for their courage and vulnerability and willingness to share their journeys. Feel very privileged to be a part of partnering with you guys to hopefully continue to make this successful. Thank you. Thank you for being here and sharing today. And our closing song this morning is Go in Peace by Sam Baker.
Leave the day behind us. Day is done. Go in grace. Let us go into the dark, not afraid, not alone. Let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home. Let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are all together again.
Our closing words today are from Cheryl Block. As we move forward into this frightening, exhilarating, confusing, miraculous world, may we offer our comfort to the afflicted, our love to those who are lonely, and our wish for all to be safe. Our virtual worship has now ended, but our connection to one another and the earth endures. Go blessed and be a blessing for others.